From Flagstaff, Arizona to Johnson City, Tennessee. From Winnemucca, Nevada to Apalachicola, Florida. Let's ride. We want to ride shotgun with you for the next hour. Talkin Truckin with Dean and Doty, Christian and Kumar, Ian and Joel, and the Highwayman. How's it going, everybody?
Hello.
Hey.
Doing great, Russ.
The list of names just keeps growing and growing.
Yep. Trying to get to 100 participants all at once.
When we hit our 100th show, 100th episode.
World's largest podcast.
We're at 70 now.
So we got Johnny 5 with us this week.
Jarhead.
What's up, Johnny? Good to have you back. We've got Ray will be on with us shortly, but Ray's going to be on. Jim Mackey, where you at, Jim?
Lodi, Ohio.
Lodi,
Couldn't have
Ohio.
gone too far. I just saw
Yeah,
him
that's
half an
right.
hour
What am I
ago.
thinking? He was in there sitting in front of my desk.
He's over at the outlet mall
Yeah.
doing a couple things.
Right on the parking
He's in the
lot.
park.
He's five exits up.
The giant eagle.
Jeez, it's been a long week. But I, you know, it's funny. It has been a long week.
It's only Wednesday.
I called on the load a little bit ago to helping you, Ian, and I said it was Jordan at XPO, and I called. I said, "Hey, Jordan, what's this Cincinnati, Ohio to XPO?" He's like, "Russ, it's been a long week, huh?" I'm like,
What's in that
I
cup,
meant
Russ?
Roanoke. It was going to Roanoke, but yeah,
Got any Schneider to XPO loads?
yeah.
Little Johnny Walker in that cup, Russ. What's in that cup?
Captain Morgan.
We call it tackling fuel here.
Yeah. Nate Garner,
What's up?
My
I
man.
am in Bakersfield, California.
Bakersfield. So isn't there like a CCR song that you got? One is in Lodi and one is in Bakersfield. They mentioned both.
That was Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, was it Yoakum?
Yeah.
In Bakersfield,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
That just dawned on me when you both said those cities.
Some good guitar in that song.
Is Kevin here?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, Kev?
I'm coming through Benton, Arkansas right now.
Okay. How's Pops doing? Kevin's dad joined our fleet.
Nice.
It's going to be his first trip out by himself right now, so I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, he teamed up for a week with AJ because Kevin and those guys are all been working with him trying to use a ELD because he's never used an electronic log. So they did that for a week, and so Leonard, he goes by
Yeah.
Leonard, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
you go
Lenny.
by Leonard.
We kind of were gonna
If you
call him
don't-
Lenny.
If you don't get a phone call that throw an Omni track out the window, we're doing good.
Thank God he doesn't have transflow.
He's an old school truck driver. He's a great mechanic, but he is not a computer guy. Kevin
Didn't he
said.
used to have a truck that was pre-E-log, though? Am I right?
Yes.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom really likes him. Tom's dispatching him. Yeah, Tom was bragging about him today, Kevin. So don't tell him we said that. But we're glad to have him. And then, Johnny, I didn't ask you where you were.
I'm in Gurdon, Ohio. I think is how you, or not Ohio, Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's been a long week for me already too. Don't feel bad, Russ.
yeah. He's at Megacorp, Arkansas.
I'm in Washington. No, I'm in New Jersey.
Megacorp.
Yeah. So, Christian, what's going on in Roanoke? How's your week been going?
It started off kind of odd. I came in the office today. I mean, it's been a pretty good week all in all, but I came in today and first two thing I have is, hey, my printer's not working. It's okay, cool. It's, hey, my phone's not working. I'm like, has lightning struck around here somewhere? So we must have had some sort of surge because our equipment is starting to go, but it's not a big deal.
Darn
you know?
Sasquatch again.
Yeah. I think, they say when the devil leaves hell, he'll hop in electronics, and I think that's true because it's always given us issues. But
Well, don't you have surge protectors?
yeah, we do, but they're only so good. So
struck.
I'm gonna fix the phone tonight. We got a bunch of other phones, and then
Yeah.
I just ordered printers because Amazon's great.
Speaking of lightning strikes, so Tina and I went on vacation, but this was about 5 years ago, probably. So we went to California, and we flew out to Vegas and then rented a car. She had never really been out west. So we drove back up the coast, and then we shot across the 70. Right? Yeah, the 70. We got to Russell, Kansas. You ever heard of that, guys? I know you drivers have.
No.
The middle of nowhere. And it was cool because I told her all the time we were out west, it was a little cloudy, so you really couldn't see, like the great expanse of stars with complete darkness. Well, we got to Russell, it was dark, it was clear, so I pulled off in Russell, and before you go into the town, and she was amazed at how many stars you could see. So we were trying to take pictures of that and all, and then I said, well, why don't we just get a hotel here instead of keep going? It's late. We went up to a Motel 6. And there's about the only one there in Russell. And I rented a room. We get to the room, and there's a huge dead bird. Should have been our sign. It looked like it had flown into the door. And it was like I don't know what it was, some kind of pheasant or something, but it was laying right in front of our door. So I walked back down to the office, and I told the guy, I said, hey, there's a giant dead bird. He's like, oh, where? And he followed me down there.
Room service.
Bare hand, he grabs it and just goes and throws it in the recycle bin that was sitting right there. And we were just kind of freaked out. First of all, I was freaked out by touching dead birds freaks me out anyway, because I think they carry diseases. But so then I'm like, okay, that we can make this work for one night. Go in the room, and all the drywall screws were popped. You could see the rows of the metal studs. All the screws popped.
The hell?
And yeah. And I'm looking around, I'm like, and Tina's like, what happened here? Dead bird out there, all the screws on every stud, just, right in a line. And finally dawned on me, I'm like, this place it must have metal studs. It got struck by lightning. It popped the screws.
Yeah.
And then our door wouldn't lock. That was it. I'm like, so yeah, we ended up staying there, but they switched us to another room. But we were, slept there and left really early.
So I don't know if my dad's watching this, but growing up as a kid, we stayed in the most ghetto hotels ever. Like my mother hated it. Like there was always mold. We always left with congestion. Like one of us was getting sick within days. But he figured every dollar I saved before retirement, I can move one day closer and spend it afterwards. Well, I went out with my wife to a trip down to Elizabeth City, whatever it is, in North Carolina. And we stayed in a place, and it was right when we first started the business. So it was like one of those $29 specials.
Yeah.
I get in there, get everything set up with the kids, carry the bags in. And then I open the microwave, and I put my wallet in there with my phone and shut it. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, apparently you've never stayed in a place like this before. When people break in, they don't search in the microwave. So if you have anything valuable, put it in the microwave. If somebody kicks that door in.
The kids
they're
are
not
over there
taking
going 8 minutes.
I'm going straight to the microwave if I find your room.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's great.
Giving away your secret.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to help us fellow guys
So
that stay in
Joel-
slummy places.
Joel, how's your week going? Cold feet yet? How we feeling? You got a few more
Yeah.
days left for the
Yeah.
big day, his wedding.
Countdown continues.
Joel's getting married on Saturday.
Well, I feel like ice cubes in my
Dun, dun,
ankles
dun.
here.
Joel, there's still time. We can get you out of here.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
man.
It's never
Right.
too late.
It's too late.
Coulda went with
I
me
dropped
today.
a big.
You could have
Oh,
went
yeah.
with Jim. He could have he could have took you up to Iowa or Texas. Nobody would know where you're at.
Yeah, we could
Send
have
you to
teamed
Canada.
together. Man.
You could work remotely, Joel.
Why didn't I think of that first?
Well, Joel, Sharon, congratulations. We're excited for you. The whole office will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have to say a speech, right, Joel? Because I'm his best man.
I heard you were going to rap or something, but
Well, I could do that too.
His money don't jiggle.
That's okay. We
Yeah.
won't do that.
Yeah, we're good.
I got some. I got some funny stories, Joel.
Oh no, it depends on who you're speaking to. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Don't worry, I'm not afraid. I'm actually looking forward to
I
it.
am.
That's what makes him afraid.
I ran a few things past Tina last night. She's like, "Oh God, this is gonna be fun."
That Friday night.
Hey, you
dinner
guys
is
gonna be
off the
live streaming
chain.
this by chance? I'd love to dial in and watch it.
Matthew's gonna be doing his wedding photos, but Kumar, can you maybe record the speech so we can we can send it to Christian and
You could,
friends of the show.
You could do a Zoom meeting.
We could do a Zoom. We
yeah,
could do a Talkin
my
Truckin live
Talking Truckin live.
at the wedding.
Wedding edition.
Here we go.
Getting hitched.
Open bar.
So we got trucking news with Ian. How's your week going, Ian?
Oh, it's been a week.
Yeah, we had back from vacation.
It's
We had
only
half-
Wednesday.
Half a week's vacation.
It's been a week.
Last night was fun, huh, Ian?
Oh yeah, that was really fun. We went to a metal show, and it got a little rough in there. It was pretty fun.
It was very hot and sticky.
Like where they weld.
Who's the mosh pit?
Like where they weld?
Weld.
He said a metal show.
metal
like,
show.
Hot and sticky.
People still listen to that kind of music.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we were throwing punches, kicks. You know,
I haven't been to a show
pushing
like that.
people, jumping up. Around.
Well, I
Yeah,
could
it
use a
was fun.
tooth if you got one.
I haven't been to a show like that since I was younger, and they were fun when I was younger. And then I got there, and we were basically like the oldest people there. And I was like,
believe it.
okay, I might be over this now.
I
And
couldn't.
then-
I could not get Coom into the mosh pit. He wouldn't go.
No.
Well,
back problems.
Creature would
That's
have went
because
with
you didn't have me there.
I was going to say Creech
How did
and
you
Nate
push the
probably
bill?
would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
went.
Nate would have
Have
went.
health
Yeah.
insurance.
Creech is trying to do a contest for the drivers. We'll talk about it next week. But in the prize, which was tickets to, what is it, seven?
Okay,
Finger.
2 tickets to Five Finger Death Punch, Megadeth,
Oh,
Fire
nice.
from the Gods, and The Who.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, me, it's me again. There you go.
Yeah, speaking of health too,
And Elton John.
me and Ian trying to get, you go to Cleveland, you expect to get some nice food, and we get there. Well, we were
I
going to go to
liked it.
Swenson's, and then we were just like, oh, we'll just wait till we get there.
Yeah, we'll find something local.
Yeah, so we parked, by the venue and stuff, and we walked around, and we found this, what was it? Who was the president?
Found this bar that is called Millard Fillmore's, and it's all about our 13th president, Millard Fillmore. And
Yeah.
they got all these pictures of him in there. They took the Mona Lisa, put his face on it. They took Thomas Jefferson, kicked him off Mount Rushmore, put Millard Fillmore on there. It was interesting.
But what was most disappointing is I was extremely hungry, and so I asked for a menu, and he just pointed to the wall. There's a menu, and it was just sausages and hot dogs.
it
10
was-
out of 10 for Ian.
Oh,
0 out of
amazing.
10 for me.
Ian has a palate.
Great hot dog.
Ian has a palate of a third grader.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese bites and hot dogs is all he eats.
It's not my fault.
I was so upset.
Lunchables. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken. Lots of fried chicken.
So, guys, don't forget about
grade
our fishing contest. Still getting great pictures in. 500 for first place, 300 for second, and 150 for third. So we have Talkin Truckin, no G's, TalkinTruckin at gmail.com. You can email your pics in. Send them, text them if you know us and know any of the drivers on our fleet. You can text them in, just get them in. We've got, when is Labor Day? Is it about a month away?
It's the 3rd, September 3rd
Okay,
weekend.
so we've got about, just under a month left.
Okay. I got a couple if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, let's see what's a couple new ones.
Okay. So this is Ryan Spoonmore's son, right?
Yeah, that's Ashton.
Ashton, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spoonamore.
Spoonamore.
This,
cool.
Oh, that is one
this is-
ugly fish.
I'm guessing Brent Simmerman's wife.
Okay.
He also sent one of himself, but I figured that one
Did
was
they use
pretty
the
cool.
same fish when his picture?
Yeah, same exact. They just passed. I can't remember what the other one. It looked pretty
Oh.
crazy, but
What kind of fish is that? I mean,
That is
mahi.
Yeah, I
Where's
think
where's
Yeah, it's a mahi.
Dodie when we need him?
Ray's here. I hear him.
There we go.
That's a mahi, Ray.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm getting to learn my fish. You guys should quiz me on that.
Is that a carp?
That is a redfish.
A redfish.
Redfish. One fish, two fish. That's Caleb.
Caleb who?
Um,
Someone we know?
Don't know his last name. The
Okay.
email. It's just dude's dad sent it in.
Good.
Don't know
Okay,
his name.
nice
but-
fish, Caleb.
That redfish is missing a little bit of
Nice
color.
boat too.
Yeah, why do they call it a redfish if it's gold? Should be a
They
goldfish.
normally have a red
spot.
tint to them.
Oh,
Ray to the rescue.
And then here we got
Redfish.
Jessica Hanovic.
is that a redfish, Joel?
Yep.
Okay.
Redfish.
See the black dot? That's the way you can tell it's a redfish.
I see.
Okay.
But isn't that typical of any drum fish? Because a red is a red drum, and then you got the black drum.
Oh,
Don't they all
okay.
got like spots on them?
I don't know.
Only
I
thing I
think-
know
I
is
could
they
be
all
wrong.
got-
I could
they
be
all
wrong
got
on that.
gills. They all got
Breathe
gills.
underwater.
And then we got Zach Bush.
Spanish mackerel. I think.
I think
See,
that's
Joel
George
knows his
Bush's.
fish. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That's one thing I didn't know about you, Joel.
Still got a Florida phone number.
That's right. I forgot you had a boat there. You were a boat captain for a
I
little
don't know
while.
about a boat, but a dock maybe.
Dock captain.
And
He drove the dock.
that's all I got for right now.
Okay, good.
Show some for next week too.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
So, Joel, what's going on with the wide world of sports? Training camp going underway. We've got, I think, one game down, and we've got some games this week now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of slow. Here we are in August, and the NFL is underway, basically. We got fights going on all over the league. Guys trying to make the team. It is complete chaos right now. We just had the Shrine induction last week, and we have a game tonight through Sunday. I think we got 2 games tonight. I know New England plays, but I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to preseason. Next month, Thursday, September the 8th, is opening day. That's a Thursday night. We'll talk about that in the weeks to come. But yeah, it's pretty slow for the NFL right now. Guys trying to make the team, etc.
Cleveland, we don't know who our quarterback's going to be yet. Still,
Ooh, I heard Colin Kaepernick's name being tossed around.
no, he's not. But Jimmy G, maybe maybe they'll make a move for Jimmy G.
Where's Jimmy at these days?
He's still in San Francisco. He just got cleared to play again from that shoulder surgery.
He's got to commit a felony first.
Yeah, he's got to get in trouble, and then we'll trade for him. Guaranteed money.
But yeah, that's it for the NFL right now, Russ.
What about the did you say the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah, that was last week.
That was last week. It was
Was it?
pretty bad.
20-0, I think, or 20-.
27-11.
Yeah, that's right. I saw part of the game.
Yeah, that's just a practice. Over in the NCAA top 10, nothing's changed. Number 10, Baylor. Number 9, Oklahoma. Number 8, Utah Utes. Number 7, Texas A&M. Number 6, Michigan. Number 5, Notre Dame. Number 4, Clemson. Number 3, Georgia. Number 2, Ohio State.
Ohio.
And number 1, no surprise, Bama. It's early. A lot of football to go. We'll see. I don't know. SEC's hard to rule. I guess. I don't know. Bama.
They're always ranked number 1 going in.
They're ranked number 1, but by week 3, who knows what it's going to be. Yeah, so stay tuned for football. Over in Major League Baseball, American League East, the Yankees in a skid right now. Have lost 3 in a row. They're still 71-40. They're going to win their division. Over in the Central,
Guess what?
Cleveland
Just happened today.
tied.
The Guardians in first place.
Yeah, they're tied.
Nice. They're tied with Minnesota.
57-52. You got to win that division or not getting into the playoffs.
We might not have a quarterback to start the season, but
Well, we got a pitcher.
Cleveland Guardians, and we got some good pitchers, and the Cleveland Guardians are in first place.
Maybe you can start to remember the name at the end of the podcast
Oh,
now.
once they start winning, I don't forget the name anymore.
It still sounds weird to me.
Yeah,
Cleveland
it's
Guardians.
Yep. All right,
Yeah, it
over the
sucks.
National League, Mets taking over the city, better than the Yankees at 72-39. NL Central tied as well. St. Louis and Milwaukee knotted up at 60-49. Out west, Dodgers lead the Bigs 76-33 to look unstoppable. And it is that time of year, it's August. Those who like Little League right now, the teams are playing in their respected areas. Williamsport will be the 17th through the 28th. The teams that qualify, there'll be 10 U.S. teams, 10 international teams, and they'll crown a champion at the end of the month, 28th. And NASCAR this weekend, Richmond, 8-14. The top 5, not a big change. Number 5, Tyler Reddick. Number 4, William Byron. Number 3, Joey Logano. Number 2, Ross Chastain. And number 1, currently Chase Elliott. Lots of racing to go until November.
I got a buddy of
And-
mine that's got some tickets to that, Joel. So if any of you drivers
Richmond?
are coming through here, give a call to my office to talk to Joy. He's got some tickets he's giving away to that NASCAR race.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah, they're free. So it's Saturday and Sunday. It's a Saturday afternoon and a Sunday day race. So somebody's
Make
around and
sure-
stopping in. There's some free tickets.
Yeah, make sure you're doing your 34.
Where's that
so it's
located?
not- you're
Rich-
not dropping
Richmond,
loads to
Virginia.
do that.
Never mind.
So never mind.
Creech, you've had enough time off, and you
Yeah, he
just
was here
came
this
off
past
vacation,
weekend.
right?
What the?
Yeah.
No, I did a 10-hour break of it. I did a break on.
Kind of broke up a little bit.
All right, and then finally golf this weekend.
I got to cook at my
Go
credit card reset.
He did. I'll tell Ray. You can talk about it here in a second.
He cooks on his 10-hour break. What do you
He
mean?
does.
This weekend golf, FedEx St. Jude over in Memphis, the 11th through the 14th. We'll have a tournament. No big changes. Number 5, Xander Schauffele. Number 4, Patrick Cantlay. Number 4, Rory McIlroy. Number 2, Cantlay Smith. Number 1, Scotty Scheffler. And that is really about it for sports.
Yeah.
I kind of missed. I dropped the ball on the This Day in History. If anybody's got anything.
What do you got? Oh, you dropped the ball.
Yeah,
this week.
yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Well, I got something.
Pun intended.
I've been dropping the ball, but
Make up for mine.
so really cool. Ray, I ended up booking Ray last week. What was it? Wednesday to Thursday, right? Ray? Over here to
yeah.
Ohio. Short load. I think we even mentioned it on the show. It's like a couple hundred miles, $1,100. Bounced him from Wednesday to Thursday. And then I was at home that night. He had just picked up, was going to deliver in the morning on Thursday. It was after the show when we recorded Wednesday night, and I'm like, I looked at where he was delivering, and it was right by the campground where my camper's parked at. And I was like, oh. And it just so happened that my son Johnny and I were going out there by ourselves for the weekend because we took his dirt bike and my four-wheeler was already out there. And so Tina couldn't go. She had some things to do at the house, so I called Ray immediately Wednesday night. I said, hey, what time are you going to deliver in the morning? He goes, about 8. And I said, go to the TA at exit 111 on the 77, and I'll pick you up. I got some running to do in the morning, and then I'm going to leave the office by noon. And I'll pick you up, and why don't you just come down there and stay with me and Johnny? And so he did. And we went to the grocery store, and I made Ray do all the cooking. He stayed and did a 34, so we had 2 evenings there. And he had. I was like, man, he's such a good cook. So you might as well you do the cooking, Ray. So he did, and it was great. It was really good.
I really enjoyed that Blackstone you got. I enjoyed it so much that when I left there, got back on the truck and I called Irene. I said, hey, I found one of these things at Sam's Club. Go ahead and order it. So she's got one ordered.
I'm gonna tell you what, my cousin that we've showed his videos. His son races BMX. And they were up here in Akron this summer, early in the summer. So we went out to their RV because he was in the Nationals here. And they had that Blackstone. It's like a big 22-inch flat top or whatever. And I've never cooked on one of those. And so he cooked breakfast for us. We stopped out there 2 days. And both days he cooked breakfast on that thing. Man, was it good. And it was so cool the way it's just so easy to use. So
easy to clean too, right? You're not like scrubbing and bristles and all that
it's
nonsense.
so easy to clean. You just while it's hot, you just pour a little water on it and scrape it with your scraper thing, and then it goes right out the back into the cup, and then you like season it like you do what do you call
Cast
that?
iron.
Cast iron, yeah.
Cast iron.
Real simple. So I ended up buying one, and since I've had it, I just can't stop cooking out there. I love
You
it.
have the name brand one, or are there offshoots too?
Ray, I think mine says it is the Blackstone, right?
Okay.
It says
Yeah,
it on
yours
it.
is a Blackstone,
Yeah.
and I ended up buying the Sam's Club version of it.
Uh-huh.
And the only reason why, because I think it kind of suits my the way I cook in the backyard and stuff. It kind of suits that, so I went with that brand.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, that what really impressed me is that whenever we want to cook something, we can do it quickly. And for you guys that know anything about barbecuing, especially with wood, I mean it's a lot of preparation just to cook.
Yeah.
A few steaks or whatever. So this is going to simplify that for me.
Ray cooked some ribeyes on it the one night. Actually, Austin was out there too. I didn't even mention that, but Austin, because it's only 20 miles from Barberton, so Austin came out to both nights. Austin, those ribeyes on that Blackstone were amazing.
Oh yeah,
That
I
was
can
really
vouch.
good.
They
Yeah,
were delicious.
It was really good. So good job, Ray. He's a great chef. But yeah, I did put him to work both nights. And just so you know, Ray, I make a lot of burgers and stuff for my son John. He's 14. He told me after you left, we were riding on Saturday over it because they got 27 miles of trails to ride, and we stopped and he said something about those burgers you made the night before. burgers are burgers, son. He goes, no, not Ray's. Ray buttered the buns on both sides and had them on the Blackstone and toasted them with butter on them. I'm like, I'd never go that far, but it did taste way better that way. It was really good.
Yeah.
Ray's like, I always do that.
What is
That's
that he mixes in with the ground beef, Ray, on your hamburgers?
Squirrel.
Yeah, it's ground.
It's like bread or something you mix in with it.
No, he
Yeah, I
didn't
mean
do
you can do crackers, but no,
Crackers,
we got
that's what it was.
yeah, you could do
Croutons,
saltine
maybe.
crackers. That kind of helps keep everything together.
Yeah.
We got some croutons.
But
Yeah, we got lots of croutons.
So
yeah,
we have some croutons here, 2.8 pounds worth. We have a couple of cases
bag.
of these per bag.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Fishing bait.
So yeah, maybe we'll have a giveaway some point during the show, and I'll send someone a bag of croutons. Mackie brought him in. He had a couple cases that were kicked off the truck, so he brought him in here today.
Maybe
So-
we should see if somebody can guess how many croutons are in the bag.
You have to count.
Yeah,
that,
you're
Kumar.
you're the one counting.
No, I was going to say Ian can tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
crush
got lots
those
of time
down and
for
put them
that.
in your hamburger meat.
So, the other thing I wanted to mention, so we had a listener that it was actually pretty cool. I think Kumar, you sent this to me. You sent it to Christian and Mike.
Yeah.
From Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's that all about?
The guy's, I think his name was.
Is
He's still around. He's still around.
We hope so.
He changed his name.
Yeah, he's been listening pretty much since the beginning. His name is Johnny, and he just messaged us saying, how much he liked the show, and I thought it was pretty cool. I
Where's
never
he-
expected the show to reach that far. Really,
Where's he at in Germany, or it's just in Germany? That's all?
it's kind of hard to pronounce for me.
Yeah, I'm really anxious to hear.
Hamburger.
It's
Wiener Schnitzel.
Limburgerhof.
Limburgerhof.
Yeah, but we appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah, thanks,
Cheeseburger.
Johnny from Limburgerhof, Germany.
Yeah, and I noticed too. We have a few people in Australia too that listen, which
Yeah.
is pretty wild. I mean,
Oh, nice.
Did he say? I don't. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but didn't he say that he listens while he walks his dog?
yeah. So he's probably doing that right now. So yeah, thanks for reaching out, man. And
Danke.
your shirt will be there soon, hopefully.
Yeah,
So
we
he's from
just-
Germany, right?
Yeah.
Speaking.
So
Go ahead.
go
Christian.
ahead. No, go ahead, Russ.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say. Speaking of the shirts, we placed a new order. We changed the colors of the long sleeves, the Talkin Truckin shirts. So, a couple of weeks, maybe something like that. We'll have some. They're gray, and it's kind of the blue that's in the behind me. That's on the Talkin Truckin logo, where the lettering is, and the shirts are gray. So they look. I think they're gonna look really cool. So we'll make sure and get
Nice.
one out to him too.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Hey, I still need one.
Oh, go ahead, Christian.
No, that's good. Oh, no, he still needs one, so you better get it. You get two
We will.
T-shirts now.
All
But
right.
I end up after hearing this German story from Kumar, I had to put a license plate on a German-made vehicle, so I have something special. Probably take 2 weeks for Virginia to get me the tags, but I actually changed my tag so this way it corresponds with the German listener. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah, it'll be real cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully.
So-
I mean, they said the tag name wasn't taken, so I think you'll enjoy it.
So Johnny from Germany, stay tuned. Also next week, I've got Brian Ashmore coming back on from Truckworks Kenworth of Dothan, Alabama. He's at the Dothan store. Truckworks owns 10 stores, Kenworth stores, around Alabama, and I think a little in Mississippi. And
One in Mississippi.
he what?
One in Mississippi.
One in Mississippi.
I delivered to it.
Yeah, you're right. Also, I've got a banker that he's just clearing it with his boss, so I'm not going to mention the bank yet. But he's excited to come on with Brian so we can get a perspective. This is a banker that he specializes in equipment financing. I've done a lot of work with him. And he's going to come on. Hopefully, he's just got to clear it because, it's a bank, so they got to clear it with their higher-ups or whatever. But he texted me right before the show. He's just waiting on an answer, and we should be good. So that'll be cool to have the banker's perspective on the truck market and financing and the kind of things they're seeing, and the dealership rep, from the dealer side. So kind of, because there are some big changes we're seeing in the market for equipment. And like I said, I've had that conversation with the bank rep, and they're bracing themselves because I think his bank did the right thing and were requiring people to, put down some money so they didn't end up upside down when they were buying in a really overinflated market. But I know that he mentioned that there's a lot of banks that are bracing themselves for what's to come with these trucks that people are buried in as the market starts to flip-flop the other way on the price of trucks and trailers. I can't believe, Christian, the price of dry vans. We were looking at that yesterday. It's just blowing me away.
What's scarier than the price of dry vans is the price that some of these people are actually paying.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely insane.
Supply and demand can be a very pretty thing, but it can also be very ugly. And for trailers, it's at that ugly phase. I mean, it's not as ugly as it used to be. There has been some receding, but yeah, it's still not fun. So what were you looking at? What prices and what year were you looking at?
I was looking at new stuff. Me and Bill were looking at it, the guy I was talking about. We were looking at it. You're talking like 90, 120.
You're talking for brand new dry vans?
Brand new, and just I couldn't believe it. I mean,
well, from a utility, from a dealer perspective, that's what people are asking once they get them and bring them out to the market for new. But if you still have a slot, you can still pick them up for about $55,000 for just a standard spec utility.
Yeah.
The problem is once you get that trailer, you say, well, either I can run it or I can bring it to the market and make 50% on my return right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not worrying about depreciation schedules. You're just worrying about how you're going to bury that income. So, but it is insane what the new trailer market is bringing or asking for in the market.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I'm afraid it could cause a bubble like the housing market where you got all these people buying all these vans and they might not be able to end up affording them. And
people that are buying, big companies that are buying, this is just I'm speculating, but this is probably right. They have to have them. They've got customers they got to put them at, and so they've got to service their customers. They've got to have them. The big
and I'm not so much worried about the bubble because the tonnage market altogether hasn't decreased from great. I mean, I know the spot market's not seeing where you want it to be, but when you start talking about Amazon and a lot of larger guys, they're still holding on some older equipment and leases right now. And if the equipment market goes away, I think they're going to pick up a lot of the slack for a while. So I think the guys that can't afford it are going to get murdered if they don't get out before it's too late.
Yeah.
But if you are getting out of it and you're doing it smart, don't wait till the last minute till you can't afford fuel, like we talked about a couple episodes ago. Be wise, understand when you have a problem, and understand if you're driving, you have a universal skill set, and people willing to pay a lot of money. So sometimes it's not worth the personal sacrifice of your household and everything else to hold on just to have the dream of the equipment if the market isn't there for you.
Yeah.
The other thing is be smart. Look at the indicators in the market on where to go. I spoke to a driver today that I met with him last week, talked through the market condition index and went through all of the rate view, and the first load he took was down to Central Florida.
Dry van?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I got a phone call, and it's okay. I mean, it's a lesson. It's just a really, really expensive lesson. So look at what the market's telling you, and look at the signs of your business before it's too late.
Yeah, and the good thing, like you're talking about with the market and stuff, I'm noticing fuel's continuing to drop, so that's a really good, hopeful, piece of the puzzle for us.
Yeah, and you can maintain those rates right now. You can maintain the rates you had. You have to work for it, and you can maintain and make some gains because that load to truck volume end up jumping up a little bit the other week.
Yeah, and DAT's even saying that spot rates on vans and reefers are holding, if not starting to trend up. So that was that's good to hear, man. When the fuel's going down and it's continuing to drop every day, I'm watching it. So that's huge. So.
Now, the reasons why it's dropping, I think we could get into that in another episode.
Supply and demand, right? It's just the end of the summer and and some economic factors. I know there's a million gallons per day that's being released from our strategic reserves on top of it, but there's a number of reasons for it. Yeah,
we're buying Russian oil now
to keep dropping. So let's get into. We did this fantasy draft fantasy dispatch Do you have, Christian, do you have Lois's ready?
I do have Lois's ready.
So
like
awesome.
this time I have the screen up, so this way I can share it right away. So you let me know when
There
you
you
can
go.
see it. Yep. All right, there it
Oh,
is.
yeah, it's
Episode 69.
69.
Giggity.
Nice.
Trucking positions matter. All right. So this is for Lois, who's in my office. She's been with us over 10 years.
I like Lois. She's good people.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's great.
Just saw.
No, I've met Lois on a couple occasions. Back in 18, I think, when we went to New Orleans. She was with
Yep.
you.
Yep. Went to New Orleans
then-
there too.
Then
Yep.
Roanoke recently.
So here it is. So we start with Monday right out of Roanoke. So she heads over to Lynchburg just down the street, and her first load goes to Federalsburg, Maryland. It's 273 loaded miles, 57 deadhead, 330 total miles. So this would deliver Tuesday. It's not a same day delivery. It's a next day. With that, they're changing the markets from a 4.2 loads per truck ratio to 5.4. So a little bit of a better increase in the loads per truck. 40,000 pounds. Did not pull a Brian Mouse and get all 44,000 and make sure we're banging them on the rate. So she did do $3.64 a mile at $1,200, which is about the medium for what that lane is right now. So what we're going to find is a little bit difference with the rates and a little bit different with the weights. But she puts together a stellar week. 40,000 pounds, goes to Federalsburg, Maryland. Tuesday to Wednesday, she ends up making a move out of Maryland and going down to Tennessee. So with the lighter mileage the first day, she ends up putting a little more on them. 497 total miles to deliver on Wednesday. Picks up in East Case, Maryland, and goes down to Kingsport, Tennessee. 5.8 loads per truck and goes to a little bit of a harder market. If you look at Tennessee right now, and this is for everyone that's listening for this week, you draw a line between Houston and Illinois or Houston and Wisconsin. That's where I would stay right now. Ohio, especially
Northern
Columbus
Ohio.
and West, Indiana. Iowa's starting to warm up pretty well right now. We've had some changes in rates going on out there with the huge influx, especially in a reefer. Wisconsin, Memphis, Houston. Draw that line and stay
talking
there.
about that, Christian, today. The same exact thing. It's
Yep.
the East Coast is looking good, and from the like Jersey, Maryland,
Pennsylvania,
stuff like that.
Maryland. Yep.
Yes, we were seeing that, and then straight across Ohio, just like you said, if you drew a line. And
Yep.
into
But tell the
Wisconsin.
companies no when you want to go southeast, unless you just want to go down there and justify low fuel costs and bigger parking lots. But I would not. Georgia would be off my map right now altogether. So anyway, from Maryland to Tennessee, we go from 5.8 to 2.68. So if you're on the western side towards Memphis, it'll be a little better. 45,000 pounds. So we absolutely maxed out what our capacity is on a 16 Freightliner with a standard dry van. 241 per mile for $1,200. Moving over to the following day, we've got Greenville, Tennessee, which is just a short distance away from Kingsport, going to Newark, New Jersey. So that's a full day. That's 673 miles total, 44 deadhead with 620 loaded miles. That will deliver on Thursday. $341 per mile. So she got $2,300, which is just above the rate. And again, we're going off just the posted rates off DAT, no negotiating available. But you're going from a 2.6 loads per truck, which is what Russ just said here. You look at what New Jersey is, and this is kind of odd. I mean, this time of year when you have, Lamb coming in, Swedesboro, and you have some capacity start, some of that will pump out in late summer. But it doesn't hold as well as it does comparative to the rest of the market right now. It's normally not red and everything else is blue. 40,000 pounds, 6.5 loads per truck, just above market rate. Then we do Thursday for Friday. So what Lois is doing here is setting it back up going down to Virginia. So it's running 392 loaded miles. Because they had high miles the first day, she's ramping the miles back down. So 386 plus 6 deadhead. In that, she's not really changing the load to truck ratio, but you are changing the index. We talked about how much the volume of freight is versus what is the ratio. So the ratio doesn't look like a big difference. But when you look at it from a volume standpoint, Virginia doesn't have nearly the kind of freight that you do up in the Northeast. But 242 a mile, driver's able to get their clock back on. She is well above the market rate where that rate is, almost twice that from a posted rate. But it's clean paper, it's on skids. Then she goes from Friday to Saturday. So she heads out of Virginia, heads back out to Ohio. Generally speaking, this isn't going to be the greatest lane that pays. If you're picking it up the same day and you're having an issue, if you want to get a decent rate out of Virginia going to Ohio, a lot of times you want to be there the day before. unless you just happen to catch that 3 o'clock freight train. But 606 total miles going to Wapakoneta, Ohio, out of Chester, Virginia. 5.5 loads to truck to a higher volume and a better load to truck ratio. But she got $1,500 at $247 a mile, which is a pretty good rate right now. Rates have dropped out of the Virginia area in the last 15 days going to Ohio. So it was good to see that she was still able to extract some previous day rates.
What is that, paper or something, because stock or something for paper going to Wapakoneta? Because that's usually paper rolls coming out of there, I think.
Yeah,
that's
10-year
roll
trailer
stock.
rule. Yep, 1 and 1. Yep, at Chester.
Yeah, that's what I had the other day when I left your house. Was roast.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So then she takes it from Ohio back over to Pennsylvania. And this is pretty nice. When you run these rates out of Ohio into Pennsylvania, depending on the day, you can really get it. You have to be careful on what your routing is for tolls. But also understand Pennsylvania is a pretty good area to come out of. So 50 deadhead, 433 loaded, 480 miles, going to 8 loads per truck out of Pennsylvania with a pretty decent volume. 44,000 pounds, $1,500. Again, she's right at the top of the market here within $60. And then she finishes her week off with a Sunday to Monday. So she's roughly running her 10-hour days, 10 hours each day for the drivers. With the exception of this day here, which would have been a Virginia to Delaware. No, it wasn't right. Yes, it was a Winchester with deadhead. 95 miles deadhead, 169 miles, 264 total, but the rate was $1,700.
Yeah.
Some of the spikes and the changes over the pricing over the last 12 months, when you look at it, when you pull it up on Rate View, it's not like a small ebb and flow. It's super high tide and super low tide. So keep an eye on the market, as you can see here. Going into Delaware, that has dropped significantly, even over the past 14 days. But here's Lois's report card. This is pretty interesting. So Tuesday, Wednesday, $1,200 on delivery. Thursday, $2,300, $950 on Friday, $1,500 Saturday, Sunday, Monday, $1,700, 3,215 miles, which is a lot of miles. But if you look at how she planned it, every high day she had it followed by something less than 500. This can get tricky if you get caught up, and you might lose a day. If you do it, you might need to push the miles and put yourself back in a better place. But 322 all miles, $10,350 in a 7-day period. And that is, after that, you will be working on recaps up until following weekend, where you try to go ahead and get a restart. But great job by Lois. It's kind of neat to see how each dispatcher is different than the other.
And if you're that driver, at the end of that week, you might as well call Christian and get those tickets to the NASCAR thing. Because
yes, exactly. Get some free NASCAR tickets. That's right.
You're going to have to do it 34.
Yep. And there's 4 of them, if anybody.
Yeah. So Austin, Christian did his. He read it to me, went over it with me. It sounded really good, but he did not put together a screen share on it. So I told him he didn't know that part. So he's new at being on the show with us every week. So he didn't do the whole homework.
Well, that's not his fault. It didn't
I think we should make him and Doty pay for the.
Well, I don't think it's fair. So who didn't communicate it to him properly?
I communicated it, and
you told him he had to have a screen share.
He's been here for 4 weeks and sits through the show every week and watches. He's seen me do it, you do it, Doty do it, Lois do it.
I'll be honest.
Wait,
time out. In defense, okay, and I know y'all family and everything, right?
5 people do it already on the show.
But hang on a second.
All
right, well, let the defense rest for a minute, okay? I'm going to prosecute you for a second. So do you do your own slideshows, Russ?
Of course I do them. It doesn't mean I do them.
No, okay. So who does?
This man hasn't touched a computer in months.
I understand. I saw
like
Batman and Ray's face together, and I know you didn't do that. So I guess I'm wondering. I guess I feel like the mic is cut off. I feel like who is it that didn't communicate the message to him? Because it's not fair. I mean, you have yours done by somebody.
Well, I pay that.
Well, I mean, in my defense, me and Austin.
Okay,
did
so it's
talk
Kumar.
about
Got it. So Kumar's up for this week, right?
And yeah, I told him, give me the info and I'll make a nice little presentation, but I didn't get it.
So
wow, there it is. There's the truth.
Austin got off the, but he's
prosecution risk.
I like what he did. He's got a good one. So
Good.
I'm anxious to see that next week. Completely different perspective on how a different dispatcher dispatches.
Yeah.
And then I think so. We got Then after Austin, Ian's gonna do his.
Yeah,
and
I
then-
gotta redo mine because apparently I thought this was my fantasy, and apparently my fantasy driver can't run 200 miles an hour, 1,500 miles a day, and have 6 logbooks. So I gotta start over again.
Okay, so he's gonna go the week after, and then Kumar will do one the following week. So we've got 3 more to go.
And you want me to do Chris's and Amanda's the 2 following weeks as well, right?
Yeah, you can actually you can do one of them next week along with Austin's, and then however you want to do it because we'll have time. Or we'll
So,
play
give
it by
me a
ear
little
'cause
teaser. Where's he go? You said he's doing something different. Where's he going? What's different?
I don't. Well, he started in Milwaukee, so he did follow those directions, Christian.
Wow. Yep.
went
You
to
are
Canada.
He's going to
correct.
Hawaii and back.
Yeah.
Kilometers.
So
That's cool. I look forward to it.
yeah, and so Ian, you got the news ready?
Yeah.
Trucking news. What's going on in the wide world of trucking news this week, Ian?
First, we are going to start out with this day in history. We are doing
somebody got it.
August 12th. Back in 1990,
Oh, damn it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. I got excited.
Sue, the largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton to date, had been found up in South Dakota. So, yeah.
Can I give one of my days in history?
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Anyone that has it can bring it.
yeah, August 12th, a great man, a great leader, August 12th, 1993, was born. And his name is Kumar. So, yeah. So there's my day in
Is your
history.
birthday?
Is your birthday today?
No, that's
No, 12th.
Oh,
Very
okay.
important day. It should be on all you guys'
Well, it's
calendar.
a couple
Today's
days.
his 12th birthday?
Yeah, happy birthday, Kumar.
Happy birthday, Kumar.
Happy
coming up.
birthday.
Can't put
Happy
this ad
birthday.
up on Facebook. They'll fact check it and take it down.
I have my so my this week in history, the 10th of August, son of Sam, American
Yep.
serial killer David Berkowitz was arrested after murdering 6 people in New York and wounding many others.
He
was
works for
sentenced-
Schneider. Huh?
He was sentenced to 365 years. I did call Berkey today, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, Russ?" I go, "Do you know what today is?" He goes, I said, "Your cousin was arrested in New York City." He goes, it was funny.
Uncle
He
Sam.
goes, "Yeah, we have balloons and stuff." I said, "Does he draw face? Do you guys draw faces on him and shoot him?"
the 44 Magnum.
He's not really related, but they have the same last name, so we've been teasing him for a long time about that.
His dog told me to get that load.
Actor and comedian Robin Williams dies by suicide this week in history.
sad.
That was sad. And this was kind of cool. I got caught up reading these today. This is the last one I got. After 10 years of work, this week in 1914, the Panama Canal opened to ships. Nice. Didn't know that till today. So that's cool. So we had El Torres message us on Instagram, ask if we can discuss a few things. One of the things we decided, Christian had a good idea that we get our good friend Henry Albert back on, and he can talk about fuel again and how to save fuel. That was one of the questions El Torres asked. But the other one was, can we discuss a little bit about IFTA and what states are better to fuel in and which states to avoid? So Ray and Johnny Five, any of our drivers, Kevin, Nate, Mackie, you guys want to kind of give us your opinion on IFTA, what states are better to fuel in and which to avoid?
Okay.
Well, go ahead, Ray.
Johnny. Well,
Yeah.
how about I just start off by saying that there's a couple of states that unless I don't have to fuel up in there, I'm going to try to avoid the state of Arkansas. I'm sorry, the 2 main ones is going to be the ones with the fuel surcharge. I mean, with the surcharge, and that's be Kentucky and Virginia. Those are the 2 main ones that if I don't have to, I'm not going to fuel in those
So
states.
Kentucky and Virginia. Huh? What do you
Yeah.
think about that, Christian?
What do you think about that?
You don't like our tax dollars, don't drive on 81 and 95. Well, they're going to put a toll there for you anyway, so don't worry. They're going to get you one or the other.
But do you know the reason why?
Why?
Because those 2 states have a state tax surcharge, and if you fuel up in those states, that it's 13 cents in Virginia and 10 cents in Kentucky,
It's a common.
and that doesn't get applied to your IFTA if there's any overage. So that goes straight to their pocketbook, and it doesn't affect us on our they don't give us credit on our IFTA for that.
So those are the
that's
two
why.
you try to avoid fueling in.
Yeah,
Kentucky
unless
and
you
Virginia.
absolutely have to. I don't fuel up in those states.
Okay.
And that changes every so often because I think everybody quit doing that for a little bit, didn't they, Ray?
Yeah, they did. And the first quarter of this year, you didn't want to fuel up in Arkansas for the same reason, and Tennessee for the same reason, and Virginia's been one of the longest standing ones. They just don't drop it.
So what happened with Arkansas and Tennessee? They stopped doing that for a while. Is that?
That's what it seems to be. As of the third quarter IFTA fuel tax rates map that I sent to you guys, Arkansas, Tennessee, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, and Kentucky all have a mileage tax that's not included in the pump price and doesn't go to your IFTA. And then Kentucky and Virginia, as Ray stated, have a fuel surcharge.
Okay.
That does not get added in. So, I mean, like Ray said, I know the way my boss runs it. He told me not to fuel in Kentucky and Virginia for those reasons, because it doesn't tax into paying your IFTA and counting towards it. And IFTA is calculated every 3 months.
Quarterly, yeah.
And yep, and if you've paid over, and then it's applied. So like say Ray fills up in Texas, but only runs 20 miles. Say that's all he did for that quarter.
At
I know
20
it'd
cents?
be hard, Ray. Yep.
Yeah.
Then all that extra fuel that he purchased that spilled over, it's calculated on how many miles you run in the state and what your mile per gallon is for the quarterly average, right, Ray?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, there is another thing I want to add too. As far as this quarter, I believe this quarter or last quarter is the very first time I haven't seen any of the states at all with an ad valorem tax. So that's been dropped too across all the states.
Yeah.
So Johnny, I know you send that to us, that quarterly IFTA map with the prices. Can you send that tomorrow to Kumar, and then he can put it on our social media for the Talkin Truckin Facebook. That way, El Torres, our Instagram friend that asked this question, can kind of get a copy of it through there.
Yep. I'm sending it to Kumar right now since I am parked.
Yeah,
Cool.
and if I can, I'd like to explain what an ad valorem tax is, because they come and go, but I haven't seen any on this quarter. But the ad valorem tax is basically a tax that's in place at the pump to discourage people from buying fuel. So the higher the gallons you pump, the higher that tax is going to go. And it's not seen at the pump. This is all done behind the scenes, and it's not going to go credit towards your IFTA as well. So you're going to lose that money.
So what states are doing that?
Right now, none. But
Okay.
as of the first quarter, it was Tennessee and it was Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, which ad
And-
valorem means according to the value in Latin. So that would
thought
make
it was a
perfect
type of-
sense.
I thought it was a
Exactly.
type
So
of
the more-
leather.
Yeah, no, ad valorem is a higher. The more you
Ad
fuel,
valorem.
the more you pump, the higher that tax goes. It's a percentage.
Okay.
Avatar.
So we got to keep our eyes on this ad valorem, the fancy leather.
Sounds like a bad guy in a DC comic.
I thought it totally sounded like like one of those really high end leather bags or something.
Yeah, I just bought myself an ad valorem. It runs well.
I bought my wife a ad valorem
No, you
bag
didn't,
and
Russ. We're not-
red
no, we-
red bottom shoes.
I got me an ad valorem Blackstone.
ad valorem Blackstone.
You should. Hey,
Yeah.
Russ. Here's the deal. I want you to incorporate that into your speech at Joel's wedding next weekend.
ad valorem.
Do it.
That'd be great.
I got to write this down.
Write it down. Yeah. How do you spell it?
I learned,
Right.
it was hard. It was hard for me to learn how to pronounce it. I don't even know how to spell it.
Hey, I
IT.
can
It's
I can
ad
share that.
valor.
Years. I've never heard of that word
Ad-
ever.
AD valor, like walking with valor, and then EM ad valorem. So ad valor EM. That's how it's spelled.
It sounds.
I'm
better
looking at it
than
on
what
Google. I don't know
before.
this. I didn't know this without looking. It's on my screen. Right
Hey,
here.
I
bet
can
you wanna
share that
spell
map
you.
if you guys want me to.
Yeah, you can
but
share it on
there's
screen.
a lot of hidden taxes that if you're not careful, you're going to be duped for these taxes. So it's just something to look out for.
Yeah. Johnny Five's really good about sending this to Ray, and I'm sure plenty of the other drivers that we're in groups with. But let's start sending them to Kumar when you get the new one set up every quarter, Johnny, and we'll put it on Facebook so our listeners can pull it up on there and start paying attention to it.
Yeah, definitely can. I got something else to add into IFTA.
Yeah, go ahead.
We covered it a little bit last time I was on the show. So, Russ, if you want to just pick a state for me, any state.
Missouri.
What's in your pocket,
All right.
Russ?
Missouri.
What's in your pocket?
Missouri's IFTA tax right now
19
is
cents,
22. According to the map, it's 22 cents. We'll just stick with that since that's what I got in front of me. So let's say fuel is $5.22 a gallon. You know, no discounted rate or anything.
Right.
And say we're headed out west. Say we're headed out to Southern California. So most likely we're going to go through Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. Say
Arizona.
overall it's $5.22 a gallon. You know, we'll just go with that as our base price across the board. So in Missouri, it'll actually be $5 a gallon. Oklahoma's fuel tax, according to the IFTA map, is 19 cents. Texas is at 20. New Mexico's 21. Arizona's 26. And California's 72.7.
Yeah.
So it'd be
Wow.
so when you do the math, the
You
way
minus
that
that.
I've been, you minus that out of
Off.
the price.
So 522 minus the 22 cents, or that was Missouri. Or
Yeah,
that's what you're going to pay.
Drops it down to
Yeah,
$5.
$5. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be what you're
That's
actually
the
going to pay.
base price. And the way my mentor TJ has taught me is when he looks at his route, he looks for the fuel, he takes the IFTA tax out and he goes for the base price of fuel.
So where you can get
Take
the
the
best
tax
base
out.
price.
Yep. He always buys the cheapest base price if he can make it there on what he's got.
Gotcha.
If not, say he goes, okay, I don't like buying California fuel for, his own reasons, but he's got to get fuel. Say he's got to stop in Oklahoma because he's low. He's going to get enough fuel to go from Oklahoma to Arizona because the base price is going to be cheaper in Arizona, and he'll find the last truck stop that he wants to fill at, fill up his tanks, go into California, and try and come back out.
Right.
But isn't he going to pay more on IFTA when he runs more mileage but not purchasing fuel in the state of California? Because California wants to collect taxes for you being on the road. But and the way they justify that is through the purchase of the fuel.
But if you're not buying it in California.
Correct, but you're still running mileage. So they want to tax you on the mileage as comparative to the fuel that you're purchasing, correct?
Yeah, if you run through their state. Yeah, because you're going to pay that tax anyways. So the tax is not paid at the pump. The tax is actually paid driven through the state.
Correct.
So if you purchase fuel in California and you cross over to Arizona, so then now you've already paid the tax at 72 cents, I believe is what you said, and then you cross into Arizona, whatever their state tax is. So you're actually paying down the IFTA down the travel line that you're taking.
But my question to you guys is this. So if because this is how I drove, and I wasn't, I didn't get deep into these numbers, but I knew to fuel before I go into California and then get enough, so that I fill up so I can get in and get out. If I buy fuel in like Kingman, Arizona, and then I get into California and then I get out, how does California know what to tax me?
Because you're reporting it. You're reporting.
Your
Well,
log
because I
books.
didn't
Yes.
buy any fuel.
Yeah.
yes, but but ultimately, every quarter, every vehicle that you have has to go ahead, and it used to be on a piece of paper that you wrote your in and out odometer mileage on the state.
Yeah.
And you turn that into your company, or you had someone to go through your logs to figure it out through a router, and then it's logged. Now, OmniTrax gives it down to the tenth of a mile.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and here's the thing, that it doesn't matter. You're going to pay the tax either at the pump or you're going to pay it at the end of the quarter. One way or another, they're going to get that money. That number is not going to change. The only way that you can actually save on IFTA at all is by raising your fuel mileage. So
or not reporting the mileage at all.
Those are the only two ways.
And we're right back
by
to
having a
right back to fuel raising your fuel mileage. We're right back to how to save fuel.
Yeah,
that's the only way.
Always circles back to that. Raise your fuel mileage. How do you do that? We're going to talk to Henry Albert soon about that. Hopefully, Christian, you reach out to him.
Yep.
That'll
now,
be
I'd
great.
like to give a disclaimer as well on this information. Okay, there's a lot of so this company that we work for may pay the IFTA for you, and then the next guy may have a company that they have to pay their own IFTA, and they just deduct it out of their settlements, right?
Yeah.
So if you work for a company that does not deduct IFTA out of your settlements, no fuel taxes out of your settlements, this is not the way you want to do fuel. The way you want to do fuel is just the cheapest pump price at any store that you go to, no matter what state. So if your company, if your carrier is paying your fuel tax and they're not charging it back to you, then you're just looking for the cheapest fuel price at no matter what state or town or whatever. You're just looking for that cheaper fuel pump price. But if you're paying IFTA out of your pocket and it's getting deducted out of your settlement, or you're an owner operator with your own authority, then this is the way you want to shop for fuel.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed, 100%.
Well, El Torres, I hope that our drivers helped you understand this, and we'll, like I said, Kumar will put that map on our Talkin Truckin Facebook. El Torres had one more question for our highwaymen. The question was, what are the highwaymen's favorite place to stop and eat at truck stops?
That is easy.
What truck stops do you guys like? Kevin, Nate, you guys want to chime in on that? Where do you like to eat at? What's the best truck stops with good food?
I'll go ahead and kick it off.
I mean,
We've seen one Subway, you've seen them all. Right?
I've had it so much out here now, though, I don't care for any of it.
Yeah.
There's one thing that doesn't get old, and it doesn't matter. There is no specific location. Anytime you see a roach coach, stop at it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I agree with
Especially
that.
in the valley
I
in
agree
Texas.
with that, too.
The best Mexican food.
My favorite, yeah.
Yeah.
I break for
big
turtles
Texan, man.
and food trucks.
I mean, a place with truck parking, I'm going to agree with Ray, the Big Texan and Amarillo, but there's not very many places that have truck parking.
Lost you.
Breaking up.
You got Ray's phone again, buddy.
Yeah, he's borrowing my phone signal again.
Take your phone and throw it out the window. Let's start over. I agree with you, Nate, and Kev. The roach coaches, especially down in the valley, in South Texas.
Laredo.
I loved going to Laredo.
For that reason only.
Yeah, because the food, the Mexican food at those trucks, man, they're good. The Big Texan, like you mentioned, Ray and Nate. I could not stop. I couldn't go through Amarillo without stopping. I had actually planned my trips so that I could finish my day at the Big Texan at Amarillo. So I might have to cut back miles or stretch it one day to make sure that I was coming
I'll be late for a load
through.
to stop at Big Texan.
Yeah, I wasn't late, but
And that was El Torres' favorite place too. Was
the Big Texan.
Yeah.
The steak.
Nice.
You know what I like is just I think. And Joel, me and you have ate there several occasions. You remember we get I think it's like a.
They do breakfast too.
Yeah, but in dinner you get an 18-ounce ribeye.
Yeah, I ate on it for like 4 days.
Yeah, 18-ounce ribeye and whatever potatoes, and it was just so good, the steak. And then they give you a fresh, from the garden, fresh jalapeno.
Remember those
on the
pictures on the
plate,
wall?
not cooked, and I just bite the steak, bite the fresh jalapeno. There was nothing like it. It was really good. The pictures on the wall, yeah. The big Texan, the
eyes
scary.
follow you.
Yeah, I got some pictures on my phone of that actually. But yeah, the eyes follow you. They're scary pictures. It looks like a black and white picture of a, like, you know, a proper family portrait.
vampire.
And then when you walk at the
They
angle,
turn into skeletons.
they
or
turn into
zombies.
skeletons, and their eyes are following you. It's a
That's
trip.
on the way to the bathrooms.
Yeah, and there is truck parking at the Big Texan. Not a
And
lot,
there's
but
quite a
if you-
few truck stops there.
Yeah, I always, well, across the highway there, yeah, south. But I always, you know, I didn't have any trouble getting in there. Usually, you pull down that side street just past it, and then the truck parking's in the back. I think they probably get 10 to 20 trucks in there probably.
Yeah, they got
I'd say
an extra lot in the
20,
back, too.
25 at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Ray?
Yeah, here I think last year or the year before they opened up another lot down that side road that you're talking about.
Yeah.
You pass that main parking and there's another lot back there where they can fit another 20 trucks now.
Okay. There's a couple other truck stops. Little America and Flagstaff, excellent breakfast and lunch. I've never ate dinner there, but I'd stop. Remember that one, Joel?
Yep.
Flagstaff. They got a really good breakfast burritos, amazing there. You guys know where I'm talking about, right? Mackey drivers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
a
and then-
different Little America over in Little America, Wyoming.
Yeah,
which
there's
that
one
one
there.
had to
That
be
one's
my
good,
second
too.
favorite.
That's good. The other Russell Travel Center in New Mexico, and not because it's named after me, but it's
That one's a really good one.
that's
Car
a great one.
museum,
They
great
got a car
restaurant.
museum in there. It's really cool. Me and Joel stopped there many times when we were teaming back when we were back in the day. It's in New Mexico, I-40 exit 369. If you want to stop there, it's not like, you know, it's just burgers, fries, stuff like that, but it's made to order really good food. I said the Big Texan, Johnson's Corners, on the 25 just north of Denver. They got the best hot cinnamon buns. Man, they're good. They're homemade.
I forgot all about that one.
Oh, that's so good. I couldn't go past there without stopping. And then this one, I don't know if you guys have been down there, but this is one that I really liked when I was on the road. The food's great. They got some slot machines in there throughout the place. Frog City Travel Plaza in Rain, Louisiana.
Oh, that one's good.
Best Cajun food. They got frog burgers. They got
legs.
alligator burgers.
Frog legs.
Yeah, good seafood, good jumbo.
And loose casinos.
Jambalaya, whatever, and great Cajun themed food. That's on the 10 just west of Lafayette. I Googled it today because I was like, I'm gonna give the location, the exit number, and it says permanently closed. I don't know when that happened, maybe through the pandemic, but if anyone's down there, check it out and see if they reopened or something. That's a great one.
It's a mile marker 100 in it.
I don't remember the mile marker.
I think it is.
They had me at permanently closed. I stopped looking for the mile marker. So
Out of
Jubits
curiosity,
and
go ahead.
the Big Texan, is that the one that's got the 100-ounce steak challenge?
72.
Yes,
Yeah,
72
it's not making
ounce.
72, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can make a stop there.
100 ounce.
Yeah, sounds like a challenge.
Creech,
for me.
Hey, that's great for your keto
That's
diet.
too small.
It's keto friendly,
You need
Creech.
100.
So, all right. So we got time. We got a few more minutes. Let's get into questions with Kumar.
Hold on. We got to do news. We skipped news.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we got to do news.
Then if we don't have time, we'll just have Dodie pay, and he won't even know. We'll
There
save
you
the
go.
questions
So
for
let's
next week.
jump into news.
The news anchor left for the day. I'm sorry, guys. You guys missed your opportunity. Better luck next time.
Yeah. We're probably going to have to push the questions, so we'll just write it down. Dodie donates $40 this week to the St. Jude's.
Thanks,
And,
Dodie.
yeah. We could actually just flip a coin. It could be either Austin or Dodie, whoever.
No, we could flip a coin for 40 or 60.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I have a coin. I
All
don't.
right. On to the news.
Dun, dun, dun.
Savannah is hot. Tons of ships over there. They got like up to 44 now.
44 anchored as of Tuesday.
Yeah. It is really heating up over there. Houston as well. There are so many boats over there. So,
Houston, we have a problem.
Houston, we have a bunch of boats.
So what was it I saw? It was like 44 in Savannah anchored trying to get in, and then in LA was like half that or
Not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a couple dozen.
hence the
half
rates.
dozen. Yeah. So yeah, not many over there. A lot of people are deciding to either ship their stuff to the East Coast, because of what happened last year.
Some of that's seasonal though too, especially in the Northeast, right? Christian, I believe this is the time you see more activity in the Northeast.
Yes, that is correct. But
Yeah.
the Southeast is busier than normal. Yep.
Yeah.
I think people have made changes to how they.
I agree. Yeah.
And
I know.
I got some news with that, and it will be even more the next few years because the ice channel between the Pacific over top of going over top of Russia and coming to the Atlantic, they are expecting that sea ice in the next few years is going to become a lot less, to the point where Russia is going to start doing a lot more ice breaking up there, and there will be a ton of opportunity for freight to move that way. It's a lot shorter, it's a lot cheaper, so we might see that in the next few years.
But it's Russia.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is that gonna help us?
So they're
Hopefully.
breaking things up to the southern border than the northern. Cool.
It'll make things cheaper, hopefully, for us. Shipping costs less, but I don't know. We'll see.
Look at all those ships coming through the St. Lawrence Seaway into the Great Lakes. You see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, tons. We even got some over here in the Port of Cleveland.
There's some in
Just
like
saw
the middle of
one.
the country.
There's
Looks like
one.
they got lost too.
There's the one. That's
a
got
lake right
barbecue
there.
chicken on it.
Right there. He's way off.
It's Lake Anna.
Yeah. You ever heard of rivers, Kumar? Okay.
They took a left turn at Albuquerque.
Ship a lot of stuff in Tennessee, right through Clarksville.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah,
there is going to be a 3-week closure of I-70 over in Topeka. So if you are routing through there, be wary. You may experience some delays. They're routing you over a little bit through the city there, it looks like. So try and avoid that if you can. Move yourself a different direction maybe. But yeah, they are going to be closed. All right, over in Iowa,
There's your load.
a trailer full of ice cream went down an embankment, and
The driver
Still
said
riding.
that it was a very rocky road.
Right.
Easy cleanup in this
Rocky
weather.
Road ice cream night.
Good job.
Play.
Good job, Kumar. Remember that.
Kumar shared that article with me. I was just writing jokes earlier. Just
Oh yeah. No, I got pages.
Some rocky.
yeah,
road.
you need to start giving me the jokes with the articles. So
That's my job.
I imagine that was a hell of a cleanup. Happened over off of US 20. Over
Not
there
really.
in
I mean, if
Iowa.
it
Or it
melts,
just
it's just
melted,
the
yeah.
boxes.
You give like 100 people a
Packaging.
spoon, it's gone in a minute.
Or you get 20 million ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right. We're moving on.
They're probably 20 trillion.
Okay, yeah. A trailer that was carrying hay was traveling down the road,
that's
and Russ,
Somebody
I know you are very guilty of this. Someone just
Cigarette.
tossed their cigarette carelessly.
I am not. And we have a butt can out there, and I'm very cautious of my cigarette butts.
I swear to God, I will pick up every cigarette
too.
and put it on your desk tomorrow.
Do you guys
Those aren't me.
did you guys hear about what the guy said when he saw the person throw the cigarette? He said, "Hey."
Oh my God!
Joel is rubbed off on him.
Just lost 8,000 viewers on TikTok.
Kumar
You know your jokes,
Dangerfield.
Joe?
I'm gonna quit doing the news.
I get no respect.
So this was in Kansas. He
No
flicked out a cigarette butt, and the trailer caught on fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, guys,
Told
use
you
your
not to do
ashtray.
those hay loads.
But yeah,
So-
quite a mess. It's really fortunate that the driver caught it when he did. I've seen videos of other drivers who didn't catch
He caught it.
what was going on, and they're
Yeah,
going down the
the
road
driver
with the
caught it.
trailer on fire.
He's the one that started it.
Yeah, they said trying to find the culprit for the fire was like trying to find a cigarette in a haystack.
Oh my God!
Oh my god.
Oh, that's him.
No, this is Jabba the Hutt. I mean, sorry. This was the suspect. I don't know if you guys remember a couple weeks ago.
He's on meth.
He can't even open his eyes, Joel.
This is he is related
Oh, the
to
guy
the driver. Yeah, this isn't actually him. This is the guy who put the whole thing together. This isn't the actual driver himself. I mean, I think he's got other vices besides meth, like his cousin. But
so he was related to the driver.
Yes, and he has pled.
Where the 53 migrants died in the trailer.
Yeah, he has pled not guilty. So,
okay.
Yeah. Good luck to you, bud. Yeah. Oh yes, this was a tragic one over in over in Colorado. A excavator was on the back of a trailer, and it ran into this bridge.
Again,
tragically, a lady died, and I think her child had been rushed to the hospital.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna see if I can find the picture to show you guys. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Look at the damage.
That's got to be, that's a 14-foot or a 16-foot bridge, probably.
Right, but I mean, to do that much damage, to rebar concrete and just
he had to be cooking.
He had to be going fast. He did not slow down, probably. And
Didn't somebody tell that driver that that was the wrong spot to excavate?
Yeah.
Wow. Is this guy trying to tow this like a fifth wheel? Like
yeah. Okay. Like. I don't want to ever hear anybody say that they can't haul that load because their truck can't make it up that hill. Look at this little Toyota.
That's a Toyota.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's a little Corolla.
Something with that exhaust pipe.
Ford Ranger.
Yeah. Pulling all that.
I bet you a Ford Ranger could do it.
That's impressive.
He didn't roll his landing gear up all the way.
He's got to slide his tandems up.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
It's not even strapped. Let's go.
I mean, for a little 4-cylinder, barely probably 2 liters.
3 miles an hour.
Just trying to get in on the phrase.
With a stack like that, I don't think it's a 4-cylinder anymore.
It's possible. Oh yeah, probably not. I didn't notice.
4-cylinder.
You get 20 feet to the galley.
If that goes through the roof, that's crushing him. He knows
looks
that.
like
right?
I was gonna say it looks like lamps. He put lamps on the side.
Yeah,
that's just the DOT.
That's crazy. So is that it, Ian?
No.
Legal.
More.
Evil Pennsylvania. Oh,
It's not on
Lost your screen share.
Evil Pennsylvania, $ Pennsylvania, is increasing their tolls again. Not only do they have the highest fuel tax in the nation, I'm pretty sure. Someone correct me on that. But now they are increasing their tolls, which I don't know if you guys know this, but it costs a lot to run those tolls as it is.
Yeah, 76 PA, avoid it. Take 80, cut over the 322 in State College, or go down the 79.
Take Milton 11 and 15 down there.
Cross the 68, whatever. I always avoided it. It's not worth it.
It is going up by 5%. What were you gonna say?
God forbid you go New Jersey to Ohio, which is what I'm doing. It's if you don't have Easy Pass, it's $650. With Easy Pass, it's nearly $300.
Well, now with this increase, it's going to be $5 trillion. So,
yeah, I always avoided them creeks.
How what they make per day on trucks?
I'd love to look what the PTC CO Mark Compton makes a year. Can we look that data up for next week's news?
You don't even need to go.
I jumped up 476, took 80.
And then last thing I got, this was it's Florida man, woman. Here we go.
Oh crap, that's my county.
Hold on, it's not working. Let me refresh this.
Might have blocked it. Oh, there we go. Okay.
So there we go. See if it'll let me full screen it. Okay. I don't have sound. My speakers are off, but oh, she was driving a golf cart down the highway. Was found by a truck driver. Stopped by a truck driver.
Wow.
He somehow got her on the side of the road. But yeah.
So I thought this was the land of the free. I don't see a problem with this.
In a golf cart on the highway.
Allegedly.
But she's got a name tag on, so she probably was the cart girl at the golf course and just took it home.
Some say she was on her way to Fish Stalkers to get some bait. Florida.
Nice.
But we have no comment on that.
Well, she was on the wrong interstate to go to Tampa.
And then last but not least, I don't know how this is going to work since I don't have the sound here, But we were talking about this before about I can get the closed captions on. All right. How a autonomous truck would stop for police.
It did shoot at the police.
So autonomous truck getting pulled over.
So they are using the camera technology that is similar to the cameras that we use in our truck to try and distinguish the red and blue flashing lights from a police officer. And they think that will.
But what happens when the officer walks up there and says, "I need to see your logbook"? Who's he talking to?
Yeah, that pilot.
Which logbook?
I imagine there's a mechanical arm that pulled a paper logbook out the window.
There it is, right there, guys.
So this is okay. So that he's got to talk to the guy.
It'll be more like like a Ring camera. When you go to someone's house and you press the button and it connects to their phone. It'll connect you to a dispatcher for that company.
And then the police officer says "Can I use your Gatorade bottle?"
So Kumar,
Did you catch him speeding?
That's the jokes.
That's all I got.
Something better.
My truck got pulled over.
But this is
needless to say, there's no points on the driver's CSA or license.
But yeah, it looks like there's a little box on the side as well, not only for for them to contact the dispatchers, but for the paperwork.
Yeah.
They'll
Do you
have
think
it right there.
if a truck has, or like an autonomous truck has like too many moving violations, do you think they would just
take its CDL away?
Yeah.
Take its license plate away.
It's just got to go sit in the yard the rest of its life.
Well, it's interesting. Well, that does bring up a good point, though. When you have CSA violations for you going down the road and they're mechanical, they still need the driver's signature along with the mechanic to certify that the repairs are done.
The pilot.
It'll be a digital signature from somebody in office 2,000 miles away.
Right.
Yeah.
You're guilty.
Yeah. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all develops.
I got a question for everybody.
To play a game.
I got a question. So if everybody was in a plane and you knew that they didn't have any captain inside the vessel at all, just passengers, would you hop in? Yep, an airplane. The things that fly in the air. Okay, if I could finish my.
It's autonomous.
Yes, if it was a fully autonomous plane, would you fly in that plane?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you why.
No,
as long as there's not
He
start
has a
screen.
parachute.
Because 99% of landings that happened at every major
I'm not
airport
asking about
is
landings.
already-
I'm asking about the
Wait a minute.
entire time.
It's
Is there-
pilot error.
It's
Do they
all-
serve alcohol in this plane?
Do they have first class free drinks? I think I would, Christian. I would get on. I'm not saying the first autonomous plane, but once they get this thing going, I would do it.
Okay, so if one engine goes out, you think like, hey man, this thing's gonna know what to do every time.
Well, don't they give you a parachute? Like
No, they don't. No.
No, you're.
Hey, I'll bring my
Talking
own.
about a
Screw it.
commercial. So I'd never get on a plane without a human being. I know the margin of error that most issues are because you have humans, but if you look at the statistical anomaly of a highly skilled pilot, just like a highly skilled driver, I'll take that any day over the week over a piece of electronic equipment.
I get it, and
our equipment just went down. Like this is a Zoom. It just went down. Matthew, good luck editing this out now, but it went down. It came back up. But I just there's something huge liabilities.
I'm with you. I'm also, like I said, if it were established, it wasn't new, and you had them flying all the time, and I probably would get on one.
We are all already almost there because pilots, besides takeoff procedures, as soon as they hit the start the runway, it is almost entirely autonomous.
Pilots are like
especially with
bouncers.
landing, too.
Pilots are like bouncers. 99% of the time, you don't have a problem. But when you do, I want a human to engage.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Because you have to override. It's like the MAX, the 747. So like a buddy of mine's working for Alaskan Air, and it's like an 8-week course even to get to fly that plane as a licensed pilot, right? With a huge history behind it. But I want a human to make sure that he's looking through that book to say, how do we get ourselves out of this mess? I don't want to, we're losing altitude. Well, it's great. How do we fix it? So,
hey, Jim, Mackie, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
I was just curious, back in the horse and buggy day, did they have an autonomous stagecoach where you just ride?
Yeah.
I really don't remember. But I do have a comment about the airplanes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, it's not the airplane falling down that hurts you. It's that sudden stop at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just get on it anyway? I'm not gonna. I've never flown in a plane.
Yeah,
If
he
the good
doesn't
Lord
fly.
wanted me to fly, I'd have wings on my back.
That's funny.
So I hate flying, and Russ put me on a plane.
I made
and
Nate
his
fly
exact
once.
words were, "Nobody cares. Get on the plane."
Well, listen, just like you, in all fairness to me, Nate, my son Nate, everybody knows Nate. So Nate, before he moved to Chicago and got married and all that, he used to work here, and he hadn't flown. He flew once when he was like 3 or 4 with me on a vacation, and hadn't flown since then. And I fly all the time, so it's really normal to me. But I flew him out to Montana to Meadowlark's office in Billings, and he had so much anxiety leading up to this trip for like a week or so. And then he went to the doctor and got something. The doctor prescribed him something for anxiety for the plane, which he told me about it. And then he gets to the airport, and I started texting him plane crash videos. I never heard the end of it. But flying's flying. I mean, it is what if the plane falls out of the sky, it's going to happen so fast you're not going to know it hit you. So why worry about it?
It's not worth worrying about.
Yeah,
you just get drunk.
That's what I did before I got on the plane.
I was in the Charlotte. Everybody knows Charlotte's a huge airport. So there's one section. They have several food courts. This one I really like. Tina and I got the plane got delayed or something. We were there for hours. So, and then we were lining up at the gate. Finally, we were going to be taken off in a half hour to come back to Cleveland. And we were sitting down. I got so much food. I had like meatballs with cheese on it. Because I liked everything in this food court. I had like a pizza by the slice, the meatballs, the cheese, pasta. I had a burger. I came over there to sit down there, and I was going to share. And she's like, "What are you doing? You're going to die."
Is that Whiskey River right next to the pizza place?
Yes, I think so.
That's so good right there.
Yes.
We make the turn for the escalator.
Yes, everything was good there. And so there's this other couple that were headed back to Cleveland too. They were sitting right next to Tina, and the guy looks at me and he's like, "Man, what?" Like, because I guess she had been talking to him. He's like, "You got a lot to eat." I'm like, "No, if the plane goes down, I got food so I can survive if it's in the jungle or somewhere else." I had snacks.
Where were you flying?
From Charlotte to Cleveland.
Yeah,
I was just messing with the guy. But what I didn't know, we talked to them for a while because they were sitting by us on the plane too. But what I didn't know was the guy's husband this lady's husband was afraid to fly, and he just sitting there scared to death. And then I said something like that, and he didn't let on right then and there, but he told me later on the plane. He was like, "I didn't appreciate that. I am so afraid to fly." But anyway, guys,
welcome to the real world.
Yeah. So we missed out on trucking questions with Kumar. Hey, drivers, are you guys good with charging Doty $40 to the St. Jude's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Works for me.
Doty, you
Russ, I
heard
got
it
a
there.
question for you.
Came from the Highwaymen.
Not me, Jody. You're covering.
Johnny
Flip a
5.
coin.
Johnny 5, glad you joined us again. Thank you for the IFTA stuff for our listener. And
Glad to be on.
Creech, we're looking forward to the first video coming up at the beginning of the month in September. And with that, you guys got anything else?
Yeah, just don't forget to
Happy birthday.
comment. Well, yeah, don't forget to wish me a happy birthday.
And happy wedding,
birthday.
Joel. You
I
guys,
remember
is Joel's wedding on your anniversary going to be your birthday? Is your birthday Saturday?
Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Friday.
yeah,
Damn.
I'm bringing my birthday party to you.
The good thing is, Joel, as long as you and Kumar work together, you can always you won't forget your anniversary.
Yeah.
Kumar can remind you on his birthday.
No, the day before.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be your.
So what do you got?
Yeah, so just don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Talkin Truckin, no G's.
No G's. And like I said, have a great week, and hopefully next week we'll have the banker and the dealer on.
Sounds like a card show.
Brian at Truckworks and a good friend of ours that's in the banking industry for equipment financing, so that could be pretty interesting. I will let you know. if you don't have anything else, then go
Roll Tide.
Browns, go Guardians,
Rubber Ducks.
go Cavaliers,
Go Jets.
Go
Don't know
Panthers.
the season.